There's a lot of people staring at me now. I've only been here about 5 minutes and there's blokes in high vises just looking at me and seeing what I'm up to. It's kind of making me a little bit nervous, but I think the main thing is that they're preventing me from looking over the fence and seeing what they're up to. This is Lewis Brackpool for Rebel News, and today I'm in Dover, which is on the south coast of England, and behind me, as you can see, I'm at the dockyard, where just above that is the English Channel, and just further beyond that is Calais of France. Now, the reason why I'm here today is Dover has consistently made headlines over the last year because the number of migrants illegally crossing from France has risen dramatically. My colleague Lincoln has reported on the migrant crisis here in Dover back in May, and since then the situation has deteriorated massively. As you can see, the tents have expanded dramatically, with allocated spaces for buses to even pick up the migrants as soon as they arrive. I can also see Border Force sitting and waiting, ready to go for when the migrants start to make their journey. You can tell when migrants are coming over to the south of England from Calais, for when the Border Force's boats start to make their way to the edge of English waters to pick them up and then escort them back to the dockyard.
Myself and my cameraman decided to go down to the dockyards and try and investigate what's behind these fences and in these facilities.
So I'm down in the dockyard at the minute, and behind me you can see the RNLI lifeboat and the Border Force are sitting ready to go just in case the migrants start to make their journey over. I've checked the tracking device and there's nothing to be seen at the minute. Behind this fence, through the blankets, is the migrant facility where they're taken off the boat and into this facility for processing and then put onto buses where they're pushed around the country. As you can see around here, there's a lot of security making sure that no one goes in and out of the facility. There's a lot of people staring at me now. I've only been here about 5 minutes and there's blokes in high vises just looking at me and seeing what I'm up to. It's kind of making me a little bit nervous, but I think the main thing is that they're preventing me from looking over the fence and seeing what they're up to. My presence here alone is really agitating the security guards, where they're consistently being on the radio and talking to each other, and it's about me being here. Now, beyond these big fences and these big facilities, it's almost like that this area is just expanding, and God knows what's behind these big fences. I'd like to know, but I doubt that they'll tell me the answer. So the worrying thing is, how big is this facility going to expand to?
After being stared at by a couple of security guards who looked like they've never seen a human being in their entire life, we decided to make the trek up to a secret location where the Home Office seizes and discards the dinghies that come into Dover.
Behind me is the hidden facility where myself and my cameraman have trekked through a muddy hill and lots of obstacles to get to. So as you can see, it is hidden from the public view. So here it is. Here is the facility where the boats have been seized by the Home Office and are discarded. Now, usually these boats are stacked about 2 to 5 high. So each boat could carry a dozen to up to about 40 people. So this gives you an idea of the scale of the matter. Bear in mind, this facility is regularly emptied, and still there are hundreds of boats here at any time. The Home Office has recently cleared this facility, but there are still some boats kept here today. But if you take a look at the video footage from my colleague Lincoln back in May, it shows that the situation hasn't changed at all. Well, you saw earlier me down at the dockyards, and the security were constantly on their radios and very intimidated with me doing some monologues outside of the facilities. And even here, when we've come up, there's a guy in a mask and sunglasses just peeping round all the dinghies. So my question is, if Priti Patel is really that serious about these illegal crossings, why is it that this year alone it's been a record-breaking number for illegal crossings? And why is it that facilities keep expanding here at the dockyard? And the biggest question of all, why is it that when we elect politicians to sort out this immigration problem, they do nothing? Now, here at Rebel News, we're not funded by the big boys or the corporations. We're funded by you, the viewer. So if you like my honest journalism, you can now support me at ukreporters.com, where I can keep showing you the other side of the story.